Hey there, race fans. Welcome to Apex This iRacing League and another day of fantastic racing. My name is Unimportant, and today we're at Okayama International Circuit. We've got 27 racers going to start this race with us. And let's see, we are overcast, 72 degrees, air temperature 90 degrees on track. We're in the GT4. And I want to shout out to Apex Sim Racing for being the league sponsor this year, actually. So check out apexsimracing.com. Use the link there with the 44188. We get a little bit of credit back for that. So let's take a look here. We start with Brian Lemke on the pole, then Brian Zinn, Jesse Mager, Marshall Scare, Kyle Mavis, and so on and so forth. So let me get our trailer here to get this set up for us all. So here we are heading into the last little bit. We have, as I said, 27, looks like 26 racers actually starting with us. This track is a little slippery today, and it looks like there are a lot of Porsche Caymans on track with us today. All right, we're heading down the straight. Here they come. Everybody's lining up for the start. Let the excitement begin. All the way into turn 1, and then we'll see what happens. There they go. Everybody breaks out. Fighting for that position. We've got what? There's 3 wide. And everybody's going to make it through turn 1. Heading into... Oh, we've got a crash. Crash, bang. We will come back at the end of this to... check the incidents that happened here. Let's see here. Maybe I can quickly jump here. Oh, ouch. Let's just back up here and see what happened to Corey. So he's coming into this turn hot and heavy. Oh, it looks like he had to get on the brake hard to miss that Cayman in front of him, and then the rest of the fields come plowing into him. So too bad. So Corey jumps the shark, as they say. He is gone. He's out of here. His day is done. So we've got Brian Lemke out in front. Let's take a look here at Brian Zinn. We've got Brian Lemke, Marshall Scar, Jesse Mager, Brian Zinn, John Cooper, Kyle Mavis, and Joseph Mayer making out our top 7. We're still on cold tires. Everybody's got to be careful here. Don't get too crazy. Heading into the final turn, turn 11, before they head down the long straight. Here we go. Oh, Brian Lemke gets a little wide. He's pouring on the gas, trying to stay ahead of Marshall. Jesse, then Brian, then John Cooper, Kyle Mavis, Joseph Mayer, Kent Kruger, Roman Bykov, Kevin Zhu, Derek Tyndall, Ethan Boyle, Dylan Anderson, Mike Bond, Stan Hammonds, Thomas Kalick, Chris Lamb, Rob Phelan. Oh, there goes someone else off the track there. Like I said, we will come back and catch all these at the end of the race. But we don't want to miss out on any of the racing here while it's happening. So Brian has himself a half second out in front of Marshall, who has another half second. They all bunch up here into the hairpin turn. This is a hard track to pass on, and these cars are just naturally hard to pass others. Oftentimes you're relying on the car ahead of you to make a little mistake, just the tiniest of mistake, and then you can get around them. So here we go. Lap 2, everybody's still holding station up here up front. Brian, Marshall, Jesse. Oh, here we go. I see John Cooper got around Kyle Mavis. Using all the track there. Brian's got himself a nice little gap, but not too much. That big old BMW is bearing down on that Porsche. Let's run through the field here while we've got a little bit of chance here. So here's Brian in P1 with Marshall right behind him. Then Jesse in the blue Cayman. And we've got Brian Zinn and John Cooper in the bright red Sky Lounge Cayman. Kyle Mavis in a Mustang. Getting that Mustang up there with the Caymans. Then we've got Roman Bykov heading into the front straight. Jam the gas, keep it out of the gravel, and away you go. Then we've got Kent. Kent's got a BMW right behind him, and Kevin Zhu. Then we've got Derek Tyndall and an AMG, followed by Dylan and a McLaren. Here's Tamaz. Then we've got Joseph Mayer being pressured heartily by Chris Lamb. Right behind Chris is Rob in another McLaren. Then we've got Sean Teeter, Ryan Chase, Ethan Boyle in a Mustang. Here's Donald slamming down that back straight. See where he gets on the brakes. Usually about the 100-meter board. Then we've got Aaron Sunday. Then Spencer. I think some of these guys got caught up in that early incident on lap 1, turn 2. And here's Joshua Smith. Mike Bond is gone. Here's Uva. And another AMG. Here's Michael. I believe Michael is the new racer with us. Good to see new blood. And Stan Hammonds is no longer with us either. So we're down to, what, 24, I think, racers. 25. Yeah, Mike's gone, so we're down to 24. So let's jump back up to the lead and see what the heck's going on up here. Looks like Brian still has the lead with Marshall right behind, then Jesse, then Brian again, John Cooper and Kyle Mavis. Heading down that back straight into the hairpin. Hard on the brake. They will have to make a pit stop during this race to pick up some fuel. they want, they can pick up some tires, but they're definitely going to lose some time if they do that. Jump back here. We've got, it's like a close little battle here between Joseph Mayer and Dylan Anderson. Let's see if Joseph can get around Dylan. Heading into the front straight. Great opportunity to make a pass here. Draft all the way down this straight. Can he get under him? No. He's going to follow. Oh, he's going to try an inside move here. Gets to the inside, but can he? Oh, Dylan goes wide. He's in the gravel. Gets back on track and thankfully does not hit Joseph in the process. So Joseph makes that pass. He's now up to P12. These guys are all still just playing follow the leader here. What other battles do we have here? Here is Chris and Rob having a battle for, looks like 15th place. Rob in 15th. Chris wants that spot. McLaren and Mustang going at it. It's a 40-minute race. I think right now everybody's just trying to keep a good rhythm. Don't do anything too crazy. Just stay in touch with the car in front of you. Either wait for an opportunity by the person ahead of you making a small mistake. Maybe you can jump them through the pit stop cycle. But these cars are very evenly matched. So it can be difficult. Here's Jesse just showing a nose out there. I don't think he's going to do anything with that. Nope. Just hanging out there. What other group? Here's a... Oh, there's Dylan getting wide. There's some serious speed there. These guys are shuffling all over the place. Dylan is losing spots. Looks like he got a little wide on that one turn. He's still a little wide, which allows these guys to get around him. Go back up here to the front, see if anything's changed. No, it has not, other than John Cooper has dropped back a little bit. Brian is getting a little gap here. He's got what, 0.8 seconds, so he is getting a little bit of a gap. Are these guys behind him fighting any? Yes, Jesse's coming up beside Marshall here, see if he can do anything with this. Are we heading into the hairpin? Is that where we're heading? Yes, they are. And there's... Jesse was trying to get to his inside, but then that would... Crazy thing is that you kind of want to be to the outside, I think, on that hairpin, because then that gives you the inside on the next one, but then it's like impossible to make that pass if you're on the outside. So As I said, this is a tough track to pass on. Not a whole lot of great opportunities. You are, again, waiting for the guy ahead of you to make a mistake. Come back here. Got Joseph Mayer. Looks like there's starting to be some gaps between cars. Here's a close one. Ethan right on the back side of Dylan Anderson. Looks like Kent is being pressured by Derek Tyndall. These two guys are both in the Mid-Pack Larry division, MPL. So they are in the same division, and this is a fight for position. And I believe they are both towards the top of the championship standings as well. So there's a lot riding on this. Kent's just got to keep making clean laps. Let's see if Derek can do anything on the turn into the front straight here. Yep. Gets a nice exit out of that. So that gap is maintaining right around 0.4 of a second. So they're still ripping around. Let's jump back up to our leaders. It's still Brian. Brian, Marshall, Jesse, Brian, John. Still doing the same thing, just trying to keep it steady. Here's Spencer in P22. Ooh, it's getting spicy up front here. Got Brian Zen putting some pressure on Jesse. John Cooper has caught back up to this pack. Little dust flying. Jump back here and see how Kent and Derek are doing. Getting in the dust. Let's see this time around if Derek is just keeping his nose right there, keeping the pressure on Kent. So far, Kent's remaining steadfast. Just got to keep putting in the laps, staying ahead. What else we got going on here? Here's Chris with Rob ahead of him, Ethan right behind in the Mustang. Looks like I got a lot of nice gaps here for the most part between people. There's a battle. Sean has Joe Mayer just right on his rear bumper. See if Joseph does anything here. Sean's protecting that inside with... Didn't look like Joseph was really close enough to need to do that, but he's just being extra careful. Gives up a little time, though, taking that line that isn't allow him the best turn in. He gets... Joe is just right there on his bumper. Oh, I saw Sean get loose there. That Mustang, you really have to watch getting on throttle. You can bring that thing around in a hurry. All right, let's see if Joe can do anything here. He's running. Sean is going to protect the inside, which is going to compromise his entry into the... Oh, he's getting loose. Joe is right there. So Joe's definitely putting the pressure on Sean because Sean is driving to... Oh, no! No, 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 no. Oh, that is too bad. That is too bad. We'll come back and see that after the race, but got a little close there. Hard to tell from that whether Sean just braked a little hard or Joe braked a little late. But in any case, round they went. Kent still has Derek Tyndall right on his tailpipe. Oh, Derek is so close. Let's jump up front and see if anything's going on up here. Still, everything's pretty much remaining the same. Not really close battles, so let's come back to this one, which is a little closer. Derek is right there, seeing if he can pressure Kent into making a mistake. Oh no, Kent gets wide. Hang on to it, hang on to it, hang on to it. Oh, he drifted around that corner and did hang on to it, losing one position. That could have been bad. Woohoo, that was close. So he loses that. Drops from, what, P9 to P10. Now he's got his work cut out for him. Let's jump back up front, see what's going on up here. Brian has a 1 second gap to these guys. They are all just remaining in line here. Here's a close one. Here we go. We've got Rob, Ethan, and Chris. That's what's fun about this league is you're going to get good racing no matter where you are in the field. Whether you're just learning or you're one of the top talents, you're more than likely going to have somebody to race with. I see some pit stops coming into play here. So we're just past the halfway point. So yes, we can start seeing some pit stops. Here's John Cooper coming in, and he has Roman Bykov behind him. Everybody else is going to stay out. No tires. It'd be odd if one of these guys did take tires. So they stay in line. John was following that pack. He might have thought if I dive in early, I can get some clean air ahead of me and make up some time. These guys are getting all packed up. They've got, let's see, they've running into lap traffic now. So it's going to get interesting now. The lap traffic does not have to move aside. They just drive their line, and the fast guys got to find a way around them. It's not always comfortable, not always pleasant. You can lose time when you come up on lap traffic, but that is the racing life. And here's Brian right on the backside of Spencer's, going to get around him. Then Marshall going to try and get around him before they come into that corner. I see Spencer on the brakes there a little bit. Yep, he's letting the cars behind him come around before he takes off again. Yes. So he did get on the brake to let those guys get by. I see Kyle Mavis heading into the pit lane here. Oh no, he missed his spot. Oh, he's having to reposition. That is going to lose a lot of time. And his invisible crew comes out and handles his car. Behind him, we have Sean Teeter and then Dylan Anderson behind him. So Kyle is going to lose some time on that one. See, Michael is now in the pit lane. Oh, Dylan is taking tires. There's a move. You're going to lose a lot of time doing that, though. Jump back up here, see what our leaders are still doing. Oh, they're starting to take. I see pit stops happening there. Looks like Brian Zinn is diving in for a pit stop. You see him. He was smoking it in there. So there's Brian coming in for his stop. Jump up front here. Yeah, that lap traffic helped remove some of the gap that Brian Lemke had over Marshall right behind him. And behind them, we've got the lap traffic of Dylan Anderson, Aaron Sunday, going side by side here. Aaron's going to pressure it, make that pass happen. Dylan's going to jump to the inside. Back and forth they go. So Aaron got around him, and then Dylan got a better exit. And they are still fighting over P19. Go for it, boys. Go. Make it happen. Up, Dylan. Two different lines through there. Dylan is cutting that corner all the way. Hang on to that McLaren. It looks like he got a little loose coming around there. Drove that car a little hard into that corner. That allows Aaron to get around him, but what's going to happen here? If Dylan can maintain that position, he will have the inside for the next. He cannot. Aaron gets around him. So Aaron completes that pass. And we've got a bunch of people in pit lane here. Here we've got Kent, Kevin Zhu. Brian Lemke is just coming out of the pit lane. And he is right into lap traffic. Whoa. That is not what he wanted to see. And Brian Zinn has got in front of Brian Lemke as Brian has to deal with that lap traffic. But again, they do not have to move out of the way. They could just race their line as long as they're not blocking the guy behind him. It's up to the fast guys to figure it out. It's part of being fast. So now we've got, jump back here, we've got Marshall. Let's see if he's going to, yep, he's coming in for pit. And he's got Jesse right behind him. And here's Derek, who got around Kent earlier. And I don't think there he is. He hadn't taken his pit stop yet, so he's just going to do that now. So we'll see how he comes out in relation to Kent. And then we've got Brian, who's our new, in effect, leader, with Brian right behind him. We often have the Brian and Brian show. So who else is getting into pit lane here? We've got Rob and Chris. They have been just battling it out on track from the beginning, and now they're going to do a little battle here in pit lane. We'll just watch them here. There should be a quick stop. What, 10, 11 seconds? Rob gets out a little bit faster than Chris does. They are side by side. Something has to give here. No, it does not, evidently. They go out side by side with Rob staying ahead of Chris, and now he's got Sean in there. Sean in between them. All right, let's go back up front. I'm seeing Brian Lemke is now. Where is Brian Zinn? Has dropped down to 7th. So something happened to Brian Zinn. We'll catch that at the end of the race. We'll jump back and see what happened there. We'll catch all our incidents at the end of the race. So we'll just run through them one by one. So now I'm seeing Brian Zinn, then Kent Kruger, and Kent is ahead of Derek and Kyle. They are all, Kent, Derek, and Kyle are all in the same class, the MPL. I think they're in the top, they're all in the top 3, top 4 of the class standings. So they are battling for points and position. Kent has Brian Zinn right ahead of him that he can use as a rabbit. Brian's also in the Cayman, so that's nice for Kent. Gives him all the same lines, break points. Everything stays pretty much the same. So we'll check back on that here in a little bit. What do we got here up front? Brian's got a nice gap on Marshall. Then we jump back here to John Cooper in P3, Kevin Zhu, then Roman Baikov. Then jump back, there's Brian Zinn with Kent. Behind them, Derek and Kyle. Kent's hoping that Kyle puts some pressure on Derek when they get to battling. And here's Thomas in P10. Thomas is another MPL. Here's Ethan Boyle in a Mustang, and he's got Jesse behind him. Jesse must have been involved in an incident as well, perhaps the same one that Brian Zinn was in. Here's Joe Mayer. Then we've got Sean Teeter, who has got around Rob. Then Chris. Chris and Rob have kind of been glued together this whole race. Then Spencer. Spencer's not having one of his best days. He's usually towards the pointy end of these things. Then Aaron Sunday, getting around a slower car there. And then Josh Smith. Here's Ryan Chase. And Donald is in the pits. That car is busted. Dylan Anderson making another pit stop. Maybe a drive-through. He might have got too many incidents. He's having to make a drive-through. Yep. He is passing through. And then we've got Uwe Hale in the shiny AMG there. Getting out of the way. The leaders are coming around, so he's just going to stay out of the way. let them do their thing. And then here's Michael. So Brian still has a nice little gap, 2 seconds on Marshall. John Cooper is back another 6 seconds, so not much happening there. So let's jump back here to this battle, where we have Ethan Boyle in the Mustang right there ahead of Jesse, and Joe Mayer right behind him. So let's see if Ethan in that Mustang. Oh, Joe got a nice run into that corner, but Jesse gets the better exit. Oh, Jesse's not using the draft there. He stepped out from behind Ethan. Oh, Ethan gets a little wobble there. He is pushing hard. These cars are so easy to overdrive, and if you overdrive them, they are slower. So you got to stay in the window. It's so easy to try and overdrive them. Push too hard, and then you just burn up the tires. And they don't like it. All right, we're heading down to the hairpin. Jesse's made that pass. Joe's going to try and see if he can get by him before they get to the hairpin. If not, will they go 2 by... Whoa, Jesse slows down. Joe comes around the outside, goes around Ethan. Ethan's still there trying to muscle that big, heavy Mustang around those corners, and the much lighter Cayman just is quick through those corners. But I don't know, down on horsepower on the straights compared to the Mustang, I would assume. So there we go. Jesse has gotten by all of them, and he's got Joe and Ethan right behind him. So let's jump up here. We've got Kent. Oh, Kent has got Derek. He has got 5 minutes before the end of this race, so he's got to hold out for 5 more minutes. And just keep following Brian Zinn ahead of him. That's his rabbit. And those top 3 in the MPL are 3 different brands. We've got a Porsche, an AMG, and what was the one coming up? Mustang. Kyle Maves in the... Derek is just right there. He's so close. He's thinking about peeking out, but he's just not quite close enough. So hard to pass. The balance of power on these cars is all pretty good. In this league, you can switch brands, switch cars between races. You don't have to drive the same one every race. So a lot of these racers will do a little experimenting during the week to figure out which car might fit. Oh, there's a lot of smoke there. Somebody just popped out. So yeah, during the course of the week, you'll see these a lot of these drivers will test various cars and try and figure out which one is best for the particular track that they're going to race that week. But the weather's not always exactly the same, maybe as when they practice, so that can throw in some variables. And the car still has to fit the driver. So far, Kent is maintaining his gap here, and this looks like this is our closest battle on track right now. So we're just going to hang with this one. If I jump up front here, Brian has a healthy gap back to Marshall. And then we've got some lapped cars in between them, Michael and Spencer, then John Cooper. Then here's Kevin Zhu with another lap car ahead of him. Then Roman. Here's Brian's in. And then that oh, jump back here. I saw Kyle dive into the inside. Can he make it happen? Oh, he gave it a try. He's running out of time. We're coming up on 38 minutes. See if he gets another shot at it here. Any other close battles going on here? No, there is not. This is it. So we're going to stick with this one. Kyle is right there. I think they'll have one more lap after this one. Kent's getting around a lap car ahead of him and hoping that that lap car slows up the guys behind him and the lap car gets out of the way. That's good for those cars behind Kent, but not good for Kent. I'm sure Kent was hoping he would just stay right there in the way. Kyle is pushing that Mustang. He wants to get by Derek. He's so close. He's just right there. Just taste it. Oh, there's somebody went out wide. Oh, ho, ho. Derek is pushing hard, too. These guys are giving it their all. This is going to be the last lap. I do believe. It's now or never. Like Kent's got himself a nice gap, so he doesn't have to worry about them. He just has to keep that car pointed forward. Let's jump back here to Chris and Rob. They are still having their own battle on this lap. Follow this one for a little bit. Oh, got to jump back here. It's getting close. I see the gap is really close. Oh, Kyle's got Thomas pressuring him. Tomas. So Kyle has lost some time there. He may have tried a move that didn't work for him, and that has moved him back into the clutches of Tomas. So where, oh, Kent has Derek right behind him. Saw Derek wiggle a little bit. That was enough to get him a little bit of separation. I see Brian has crossed the line. We're just going to follow this one around, jump back here to Kyle. They're done there. Here comes Jesse with Joe Mayer right behind him. Then we've got Ethan Boyle. Here's Chris and Rob battling out to the very end. Rob's going to get this one. What a race. And we've got Sean Teeter coming in here. Aaron Sunday. Whoa, hang on to it, Aaron. His race is done, evidently. Maybe he's out of gas. Yeah, he might be. Oh, no. He's decided to call it a night. So there we go. There's the end of our race. So how did we end up here? Our results. We've got Brian Lemke is our winner, with Marshall and John coming in second and third. Then I'll let you run through the field there. Looks like Kent, P7. That was our first MPL, with Derek and Kyle right behind him. Tamaz right there. Jesse was in that front pack and must have got involved in an incident that we'll cover here in just a second. So there you go. That's the field. We had 27 start the race, and it looks like Corey, Stan, and Mike Bond all dove out fairly early. So let's get started here and find the incidents. So let me talk to the guys in the trailer. We'll find our incidents here. So we're going to start with there's Corey's view coming in here. Yep, just comes in a little hot. And now he's just stuck. So I'm going to get rid of all the stuff there, and he's done. So let's take a look at that one from a little bit further out. Where is it? Where do I want it? Here we go. So let's take a look at that one. So he's coming in nice and hot. Cars ahead of him slow down, and Corey just carries a little bit too much speed through there, and bam! Everybody coming around that corner takes him out. We're going to see a lot of interesting viewpoints here, I am sure. So here's Joe getting on the brake coming in, and there's Corey. Thankfully, did give Joe Mayer a 4X, but it didn't wreck his race. And now let's do some cockpit views here on the other racers that are piling into this. So we've got Sean Teeter coming in here. Oh, there's a little smoke. There's a, oh, ow, crash, bang, boom. Just nothing you can do. About Aaron Sunday coming in. Oh, see the car spinning. Slow down, tries the inside and does make it through. Spencer, slow up. Oh, and there goes Corey across the field. Ethan. Ethan gets in there a little bit. Rob. Is he going to make it around? Oh, that hurts. And then we've got Chris. Man, there's so many involved in this. Oh, he mostly makes it through there. Uva. I see the smoke. Easy. Oh, there it is. Just came up on him so fast. All right, let's move on to what do we want to do here? Looks like we're going to do lap 2. Uva's still having some challenges with that car. So here, yikes, I see Kent on the inside. Oh, that was Joe Mayer. Lost that car going around there. That kind of looked like the same. Yeah, it was. That's the same corner that we saw in the broadcast. Kent lost it there, but got lucky and was able to hang on to it. Woo! That is close. Spencer. That car is beat up. Coming in there a little hot. Then we've got Ethan coming in a little hot. I see Joe right ahead of him. So all those incidents happened at the same moment, but they're all separate. Then we've got Aaron Sunday. Too much power, loses the back end. Stan Ammons. Oh no! Yowzers! Man, let's take a look at the cockpit view of that one, because that car just went off. So let's take a look here. It's coming in. Easy. Oh! Got a little loose. Tried to correct and sent him into the wall. How about Michael here? Let's get some names back up here so we can see. That was a slow motion incident. Uwe Hale. I like the cockpit view. Is he going to lose the back end? Yes, he is. Are you going to get it out of there? You waiting? You got to wait for traffic to come by. Then we've got Mike Bond. There's another one. Bring it around. Too hot. So easy to do. And then Spencer. There it goes again. Hang on to it. Nope. Ryan Chase. It's just going to be just loop after loop after loop. Josh, what do you want to bet? Yep. Sean. Oh, this is where Joe just got into him. Oh, man, that hurt. That was hard to watch. Just too hard. Here, let's watch that from the cockpit view here of Joseph. So he's coming in, brake. Yowzers, ouch. I want to back that up. I want to see where they're braking here. There's the 100. Man, yep, you missed that. Miss your braking point by just a hair, and you're going to go deep into that corner. That's exactly what happened. All right. Find the camera view here. Here we go. There's Michael. Is he going to loop it around? Is he going to go? Yep. Just doesn't quite have the feel. A lot of these racers are still learning here. Just doesn't quite have the feel for when he's losing traction there. Here's Uwe, lap 14. That big old heavy. Loses the back end. Ryan Chase. Too fast on the gas. He was, let's run that. See, he's cutting, he's not letting the car drift to the outside. And so because of that, he might have been hanging on to it, thinking he's going to stay out of the way of the cars behind him, but got to let that, use all the track. You paid for it. Yep, there's another one. All right, Brian Zinn. Oh, here's that incident that, oh, let's back that one up. Take a look here. See what happened here. So these guys are coming up on slower traffic. Back this one all the way up. So here comes Brian with Dylan on the inside. Dylan's going to drive his line. Brian is going to take it in way too deep. Dylan's going to cross under him. There's nothing he can do. He's going to try and move over, and Brian's just going to cross over and catch him in the backside. Let's catch one more look at that. So yeah, Dylan was in trouble there. He had the lead cars. He had lead cars on both sides of him there behind him. Brian just got in a little deep, and that allowed one more time. Brian's coming in. He's got the inside. Brakes a little too deep, carries him off. Dylan takes the normal line, but now Dylan has another fast car behind him, moves over, boom. All right, Jesse. I think Jesse got caught up in this. So car bounce. Oh, hard hit off the wall. Nothing he could do there. Wrong place, wrong time. Then we've got Michael. Slow motion. Just got to use that whole track there, Michael. Take it all the way to the outside. There's Donald. Go to the outside. No, you can go all the way out there. I just see a lot of these spins caused by just not using all the track. If you make the arc of that turn, if you narrow up the arc of that turn, you're definitely going to increase your chance to spin. So use it all. Here's Michael again. Oh, he's really having trouble on that one. And one more time with Michael before the end of the race. He's going to lose it again. Yep, use that whole track there, Michael. There we go. Excuse me. That is the end of our race. So we are, where are we going next week? I don't even know. We'll find out. So that was it for Okayama. We've got the IndyCar race this Friday night, and then the MX5 race on Sunday night, all at Okayama. So we'll hopefully see you on track at both those locations. Y'all have a great day. Thank you for joining us. And make sure to visit our sponsor, ApexSimRacing.com. Thanks. Bye-bye.